Hi and welcome to my channel, Made of Yarn podcast. I am Lotte and I'm coming from Sweden. You're also welcome, old one as also new ones. And if you have been here before, I guess you're wondering where I'm sitting right now. I'm trying out the kitchen. I'm all alone in the house, so why not? I can do it. And why am I alone? Well, my husband is right now in the middle of the air going to the island Tenerife outside in the Canary Island, together with his brother, mother and her husband. And why I'm not with them, you may ask. Have you been here before? I am chronically ill, so I know I couldn't manage to do the long trip. If I just could do like this and be there, perhaps, because I also got a wheelchair, but it's a long trip, 5.5 hours in the air, and then first 2.5 hours in the car to the airport, and a long way on the airport before you come to the plane, and then so I'm home sadly. I'm glad that he came away, because if you are not from Scandinavia, I can really tell you that right now it's like sun outside, but it's dark so long here. The winter is quite tough for many. So many also get really hard depressions during winter because the lack of the sun. So he is there and filling up his depot, is it correct word, of the vitamin D. So I hope he can manage the rest of the winter. And I'm here talking to you instead. I was just recording in Swedish, so I hope you can bear with me if I'm unusual, lack of words. Good start. Can I tell you what I'm wearing? It's a granite cardigan by a Swedish designer. The pattern is in English also. Her name is Katarina Lindhagen, called Hagenhuset, and I will link it. If I don't write it here, I will link it down there. You can see perhaps it's a little bit shorter, a little bit too short for my personal taste, but I really love it. It's a very good design. Very good, actually. And I think I will make more, but perhaps just one bit longer. And I also, the yarn is Finnish wool, Novita 7 Brothers. It's a sock yarn, but I really enjoy to knit sweaters and cardigans and so on also with it. Today also I will have 2 films for you. I will have an interview with a relatively new web shop here in Sweden. She will tell you that how it works also for not Swedes. So that will be somewhere here in the episode. And I will also show a short movie that I filmed with things I made for my daughter and her husband, my youngest daughter. I have to check my notes, but perhaps I can talk directly about Amanda and Oliver then. It's Sunday now, and the last Monday, the December 2nd, they had their first wedding anniversary. And that's a special occasion. So we love to give each other in our relatives and our big family, when we have a wedding anniversary, that we give each other gifts, perhaps of flowers, or for my brothers and their sisters, wives and so on, or knitted gifts or something like that. But we love to celebrate that happy occasion. But when you have been married 1 year, it's a special occasion also. So if you've been here before, I talked about crocheting a blanket for Oliver. Perhaps you also saw it. I forgot to talk about that. Perhaps we saw each other in November on the knitathon that Pia Trans had. Pia Trans is a traveling Miss Knit from Denmark. She is a podcaster and a designer. And I had some, not a whole hour, but something like that, and talked about this and that, and also showed the blanket I was making for Oliver. But so I crocheted and crocheted and crocheted. I would love. I wanted it finished, so I did. And I also, at that occasion, if you saw it, I made a Swedish mitten. You can have it you can have them wherever you live, but it's from the beginning. The pattern is from Sweden, in the area Lovikka. So I made Lovikka mittens for them both, and also kind of cowl, I don't know, for Oliver, because he loves when it's wool around him. So I will put in this film now, and then I can talk about what I didn't finish in time also. So you're welcome to watch this. So, and he was so happy for this. Amanda said he was so happy, so he almost shaked when he opened the gifts. So I'm happy. But I am working on a sweater for him. I've been working on it half a year or something, but I don't finish it. I just have 1.5 sleeve left. It's a cable sweater. The pattern also has cables on the arms, but I asked, can I please? Because I got a little bit ache in my wrists, and I'm not really a fan of the yarn. So I just want it to be finished. But he knows that he will receive it, but I didn't finish it in time. I will just dive for a bag here. And also I was making for my daughter. We have talked about it, but I don't think she knows that I already started it. Because she is herself an influencer on TikTok. And she talked about the fashion now with this quite big sweaters with really wide arms, and perhaps they are knitted on needles 12 millimeter or 15 or even bigger, because you can really see the stitches are big. But the biggest I have is 10 millimeter, so I'm doing the best what I can. So I took what I have at home. I have one, it's from a place. So this is it's mostly acrylic. It's wool and polyester and mohair. It's called Moa from a store called Rusta here in Sweden. I have 2 leftovers from this one. And then I also had a bunch of white from Norway, Viking of Norway, Norge-raggen it's called. It's 40% wool, 40% acrylic and 20% nylon. So I have one of each there, and then I have a unspun yarn from a mill not far from us called Filtmakeriet, a white grayish one. So I have 3 together strands together and making it up. I have a pattern from Petit Knit. I don't remember the name, but I can put it in here. I made a slipover for both of my daughters in this, but that's just a plain stockinette one. So I use that just to get the gauge and so on, and then I'm freestyling. So I'm making one with cables in the front, and then Amanda talked about having on the cuff here if it's possible to make cables there, and say of course it is, so I will do that. My problem, I don't think this will, it's not alike at all those photos I made screenshots from what she showed on TikTok. And because the arms were really, really wide like this, and like a 2 years old takes her father's 3XL sweater, kind of that. So I made, you can see the armhole here, so you can see how wide it is here. So perhaps I should have continued just to make them straight up. So I guess these have been really the fashion that it is now. But in my head, oh, it's too big. So I decreased rapidly here. It's a little bump here. Perhaps I don't know what it's called, but it's something here. So I will block it out. Sorry if you can't see it correctly. So the sleeves, I mean, are not that wide, but perhaps it's better. I'm in that age now when I should do something, I would love it to be fashionable for some years, not just for one season. So this is perhaps more that she can use it also when that fashion is gone with wide sleeves. But you can see it's just 1.5 sleeve left, and the color, then it's finished for her. And she didn't want a really big on the body size either, so I hope it will be okay. So they said they don't live in our town, so that they would visit us some days here in December. My niece and her husband should come to our town also. They live in the southern of Sweden, and they wanted to, then Amanda and Oliver said that they wanted to visit us at the same time so we can meet all together. Many years ago we had always I don't know, what it's called in English, some of the Christmas days, I can take the date, the December 26th, my parents had their wedding anniversary, so for always we met our families, my brother's families and children, and mine also. and we ate together and gave gifts to them, of course, my mother and father. And for many years, until my father was over 90, actually, we all ordered turkey and his amazing sauce. And then he made Austrian Semmelknödel. It's a dish you make from bread. You make them in, can you see, you slice them, you make them small, and you mix it together with an egg, season it, flour, parsley. It's important with parsley. And then you make them, roll them as balls like this, and then you boil them. So you eat them instead of potato and anything. It is so good. So we said perhaps we can make something instead. We make it now and then also, but it's a special occasion when we are all together. And if we don't get any turkey, we can take chicken or whatever, or make a goulash or something like that. Oh, I jumped out from the knitting talk. A big one, but I'm so much thirsty during the days. I mentioned the knit-a-thon, and I'm almost out of battery on my iPad. And what's the word? I regret that I didn't buy. There is I can show you here, a lovely project bag maker in Denmark, Marlene from Knitwear by Maki. So I ordered this one this time. She sells especially for the knit-a-thon, but she always have something to sell anyway. But it's a special thing for the knit-a-thons. So I regret that I didn't buy from the beginning. I have two now. This one I bought in the spring, was it in April? And now I ordered this one. So I got this one 2 days ago. So I'm so glad for that. That's what I have been buying this month. I haven't bought any yarn. But I can show you what I have inside, because I have been talking about and showing also on the knit-a-thon. This year I will make 12 pair of socks from patterns from Tracy Miller, one of the two in the podcast Grocery Girls. And so I have two left. So in the next episode in January, I will show you every one of them. So this one I made almost 1.5. I will finish this one today. This is the Sienna socks with a twisted ribbed heel and a lace up here. The pattern is in fingering yarn, but I'm knitting in a yarn. This is a Swedish Järbo mellanraggi, and it's 260 meters per 100 grams. So it's on paper it's DK, but it's more for me it's more like a sport weight yarn. But it's perfect. I'm knitting with 2.75 millimeter needles and the smallest size. For me, it's perfect. So that's one. So this month I had to make two socks. I haven't finished the November sock yet. So this one is for now, and then I'm also working on the last one. I forgot what the name, but I will put it here. This is a pattern you knit them with, it's mosaic knitting. I don't know how good you can see this at all. I'm knitting with also this Järbo mellanraggi left over here, and also then from a Finnish wool Novita Nalle. It's the same 260 meters here. So these two will be finished now in December, and as I said, in January I will show you the all 12 of them. But I have been also I just checked my notes, I'm sorry. I will show you. No, I can. I just sorry, I had to. I can show you. I've been test knitting mittens actually, and I asked the designer, is a Swedish one, for the company in Sweden, Edna. I don't know if it was for. They have both the brands Svarta Fåret, Black Sheep, and Järbo. So I don't know if it was both of them or how it is. But I asked if it was possible to show them already. And she said, yes, I could, because they will not be released until the next fall. And then I have forgot about them. And I don't have any name on them yet, but I will show you them. And when they come out, the patterns are for free. Also in English, in many languages. So this first pair is knitted in a yarn called Järbo Alpe. It's 200 meters on 100 grams. I have much leftovers from this yarn. Not just its color, many colors also from this Alpe, because 2 years ago I started 2 blankets with temperature blankets, one crocheted and one knitted. I knitted one, but I stopped after a half a year on the knitted one because it was too ugly. So then I have much leftovers. So this is one pair of half mittens. Another one is that I don't have, as I said, any name of it yet. But this is in a 2-plied yarn. The original pattern will be in acrylic yarn, but I don't have it at home. But I have too much of 2-plied yarns. The cuff here, actually, it should be in the pattern. It should be sewn in like this, but I prefer to have them longer so I'm warm here. Anyway, this part here I have, it's Rauma Finol, a Norwegian yarn that I have dyed myself with red and yellow onion skins. And the rest here is Järbo 2-plied. It's called almond brown something, and this I guess it's mustard. So this is another pair. And the third pair is also leftovers from, this is Alpe that I talked about here, one of the colors here, like also kind of mustard color. I think it's something with autumn leaves. I think the name is that. And here the other one is Järbo. It's called Järbo Select number 6. It's the same as the 3-plied yarn called Järbo Trådig 3-plied yarn. But this one is combed. So it's so soft and nice, the white one. So that's 3 pair of mittens. I don't know if I will have them myself just or give them away, but it's good to have. You always lose at least one pair of mittens during the winter. You have them in the lap when you're driving or sitting in the car, and then because you're warm in the car, and then you go outside and you don't see that you are losing them on the floor outside. Another pair of socks that I've been knitting on during this summer. When you are in the car, when you are sitting waiting on someone, or when you are not driving, this is a perfect sock to knit socks. So this is a pair of socks that I finished from Mayflower yarns. I can't remember right now but it's a self-striping yarn that makes me so happy, because it's so perfect. It's 5 rows and then you have a new color. Perfect. 4 or 5 rows, it's just perfect. I don't like when you have stripes like, let me say like this. Now I made the cuff should be like this. But you know, when you have one color block, I mean, that is big, and then you have one stripe and a big, or 2 bigs and one, so it should be like this, harmonically perfect. I love it. I think I first saw it during the podcast, the Playful Knitter, Malene, that she bought it, and then I just had to order it also. So the striped is something with ocean. I don't have it here, I'm sorry. And the cuff, heel and toe is their first class tweed, because I wasn't sure how long it would. If I wanted longer legs. Oh, I'm so sorry again. So I wasn't sure that the yarn should, if it should be enough with one. It's 100 grams, but I have much left over still. So I can make more socks of it, at least one pair, with some other color on the cuff, heel and toe perhaps. So now I had to make something more, a new pair of socks to just grab when I'm away. I talked about a new how could you say, I can't find that word also. Would you like to be a part of a kind of a giveaway in January? Because this is my notebook for this year. This one was other years, but from this part and here, so this part here is my notes for what I have been knitting and crocheting on this year, from January to still. But because I'm not that one, I don't count what I bought in weight and so on, but I don't make any yarn diets or plans like this, more than if I don't like a yarn, I perhaps can sell it and so on. I don't think I will use it anymore. But I was curious myself how much it can be over a year in weight, and I have no clue at all myself. I started thinking perhaps I will make notes for each month and then count them together, but I didn't do it. So I know as much as you, nothing, but it's quite a lot. I made many socks and so on, but some blankets, some sweaters, cardigans and so on. So a little game that you should, I talked also with the Swedish audience, viewers, I mean, about it, but I will make one for the Swedish one and one for the English episode, to guess how much, and the one that is closest will get something. I haven't planned anything yet. I took perhaps some skein that I Hank, or what is it, Hank? Something perhaps that I have dyed myself with natural dyeing. Perhaps I haven't planned it, but until then I will make something, a gift for the one that is closest. If you like to participate in that, just write down here how much you think in, if it's possible, because we have kilograms, if it's possible. Otherwise, perhaps I can think if you write it in pounds or whatever. I have no idea. But if it's possible to make it in grams, kilograms or so, it would be easier, of course. So that will be in January. I will talk about that. I will show you the socks from they're made from Tracy Miller, and it will be a new temperature blanket. I will not show it I can't show it yet, but we have this company here in Sweden, Edna, and they I talked about with Järbo. I think it was it Järbo, that branch that asked if we would like to participate, some of us podcasters, in and make a temperature blanket. And I love making that. I finished one for my daughter Amanda that I made this year, that I made from the year she was born. And I've started one for Lovisa, the year she is born. But they just wanted not that much colors. Lovisa just wanted in some green. I think I have 4. Is it just 4 colors? And it was about the same with Amanda, 4 or 5. But now it will be 16 different colors. So we got, I got already yarn home. And then I will must order more, depending on the temperatures, of course. But I'm thinking to make that one for my man, sorry, again. For my son Hampus. Oi. Man, sorry. Because I already, a couple of years ago, have been making notes for his year, 1990. He was born then. So I have the temperatures already done. But why I haven't made him one yet is I'm a little bit, how will the blanket see? Because he has a dog that sheds hair so much and 2 cats. So it will be a furry blanket, unless he can have it on the other floor. Well, I don't know if the animals are there as much, but he can do whatever he wants. So I think I'll make that one for him. And then I don't have to wait the whole year, because I can knit. You can either knit them or crochet them. So I haven't decided yet. But then I can make them a little, finish it before the end of the year. One plan is, because next summer in June, me and my husband Pio have been married 40 years. Is it possible when you are 26 yourself? But anyway, and we always give each other gifts, but I always prepare for the long before that. So perhaps if I could manage to finish it before, so I have one quite big gift for him until then. Perhaps, we will see. I don't know how to make it. I talked about it before because I will make an interview in Swedish with my husband. But perhaps I can take a short film or something and make perhaps some voiceover or something. Or perhaps we can make something in English. Because I will make an interview with him. Because he doesn't know anything about the difference between knit and crochet. He doesn't know anything. He knows you made a sweater, but did I crochet it? Did I knit it? He has no idea. We just saw the other day. It was a documentary on TV. I think it was just YouTube. It was 3 hours long. And it was an island outside Scotland, I think. I don't know anything, something like that. And they have a special, what is it called? Special, it was a sheep. They live there wild. And he was so amazed. What? Because they had to cut their fur, their fleece. Is it the correct word? I don't know. And when he saw, is it so much work with wool? Yes, they have to cut them, and what are they doing then? Then you have to clean, to wash the fleece, and you have to spin it, and so on. So much for wool. And how can it be so cheap? Cheap is cheap. So he understood then. He was amazed over the work to make just a sweater or in wool. So that was new for him. He's 65 and it was new for him. But I will see if it's possible to do something. So you also I can share him with you also in English, some kind of part. Of course, we had to do something like that. So if you have seen this so far or seen this at all, now when it's so much, I tried to find the word even in Swedish. It's so much vlogs. I can't. What is it called? And now during December, anyway, you have to almost hit people. No, not like that. To be seen here on YouTube. So I hope you really have been watching me, because there is nothing about Christmas or something here, just an ordinary knitting podcast. But I hope people out there take it easy, think there is a life after December also, to enjoy your knit and crochet and relax with that. It is good for us, you know, that is good for the brain. It's meditative, it's lowering your blood pressure and so on. So it's really good. So take it easy and enjoy life. And I hope if you have liked this and are any subscriber, please do, and put a note. Push the button for the clock also, so you can see when I have the next episode also. And if you like it, please make a comment. I would be so happy if you write a comment down below. And now you should also guess how much weight I have knitted and crocheted this year, so we can make something out of it. I wish you the best, and thank you for visiting me and taking your time for being here and hear me talk Swinglish. I wish you the best. Bye bye. Hi, Emily, and welcome to my podcast.
Hello.
Who are you? For me, you are a Swedish designer, and you have a web shop. But please tell us who you and your husband are. And what?
Of course. Yes, my name is Emily, and I'm married to John, and we have a small shop called Wool and Wonder, and we offer everything that you can imagine for knitters on the internet. So, and we live in Stockholm, in Sweden, and this is something that we do. We started this company this year, so we only been up and running for 9 months approximately. So this is very new to us and something we do on the side of our regular jobs, if you can call it that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yes, this is a hobby, but also a very, very big project that we do on the side.
I understand.
Yes.
I have understood it. And when I first heard about you, I actually won a kit. I will show you here for that you have. You have boxes for beginners or also advanced knitters, of course, but perfect for beginners. And I won yarn, and I won needles, stitch markers, and something more also in a kit to make a perfect hat. Actually, I really. So you have, that's your specialty, or how can we say, to make kits. Can you tell me about why?
Of course, those kits are called How to Knit Kit. And if you buy a kit from us, you will get everything you need to create that special design that you choose. So for your example, that's Easy Breezy Beanie. And if you buy that kit, you get the yarn, you get the needles, the markers, the sewing needle, everything you need to create the project. That's kind of our idea, that you can buy a kit and you will get everything you need. You don't have to go to different stores or read what do I need, how many, and etc. Because if you buy a kit, everything is included, and it makes it very easy for a beginner to start knitting.
Exactly, because I have knitted so many years, but before I knew about stitch markers, just that, and how to use them. And okay, we say you have yarn and you have needles, but then you don't have the darning needle, for example.
Yeah.
But you have everything in it, so it's really perfect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you included in the kit, you get a card with a QR code that takes you to a site on the internet with like information, some tips before you start knitting, and you also get the possibility to download the digital knitting pattern as well. So everything is included, and we want to help you as much as we can to serve you with information about the yarn, or how to block the piece when you're done and stuff like that. So depending on your level, you can take advantage of all that we offer, or you might just need a little bit of it. So
perfect, because you told me before here in the Swedish episode that you yourself learned yourself by looking at YouTube, and so because you didn't have someone around you that knitted.
Exactly, because when I wanted to start, everyone said the easiest way is to talk to a friend or ask your grandma or something like that. And this was during 2021, so I didn't meet any people because everyone was sitting at home, and I didn't have any friends who knits, so I didn't have anyone to ask, and that made it very hard for me. I sat there with YouTube, and I had to start over I don't know how many times. So this is my idea of trying to be that friend for a beginner. You can buy a kit from us, and we want to be here in the process and make it easier for you. So we try to write our patterns very logical and easy to read and to understand, and sort of, so that's our idea.
It's so good. But you have had help with the pattern test knitters or something. Did you get any tips from them also to? Yeah. So
I have a group of test knitters who always try our patterns first, so I know that the math and everything is correctly. So they are very.
Even though I've been knitting so many years, but to write a pattern, I can do something for myself, but not with this when it's different sizes and so on. So I salute you. Really good
Thank
that
you.
can do it.
Yeah.
But for the moment you are here in Sweden, but you also said that you are selling inside in Europe,
Yes.
and you have patterns in English, both Swedish and English.
Yes. So most of our customers live in Sweden for now, but we have an English version of the site, and we have the store is open for the European Union, and we offer to ship abroad. So it's you get all the possibilities to try to shop in our store. But most of our customers live in Sweden for now. Yes.
Yeah. But what you have these special kits, you have a hat, you have mittens, a scarf, and now
Yes.
let me hear. And you are now also a kind of a cowl, or do you say a neck?
Yes, we have this one coming up this week. It's called Cozy Neck. So this is it's not really a scarf. It's more just a neck warmer. It's perfect to have like under a coat or
Yeah.
something. So this is knitted in Rauma yarn in Vams. So it's Norwegian wool. So it's very it's thick wool, which makes it very fast to knit, but it's also very warm now when the winter is coming.
Exactly. It was the first time I knitted in these vamps, but so it's really an airy
Yeah,
wool also. So it's
exactly.
light, yeah.
Yeah, so we also have some yarn in our store for now, but this is something that we want to expand. For now, we are only offering Rauma yarn because that's the yarn that we have most of our designs in for now. But since we are doing more kits and we are trying to develop that part of our store, hopefully we will have more yarn to choose from soon.
Exciting. But you also
Yeah.
have, you told me that you are selling different things also. You have knitting needles and tell me, what do you have more in your store?
Yes, we have. We are offering knitting needles from. We have our own, so and they are metal needles, so it's more of a cheaper option for the ones who wants to try one. Yeah, exactly. So that's our own. So and we are offering them in our kits, but now we are also selling them one by one if you want to try one of them. But then we also have Lykke knitting needles, which is a brand from the United States, but they create the needles in the Nepal, which is a very beautiful knitting kits in different kinds of materials. We have wood and bamboo and copper, so different ones, and they are amazing. They are so beautiful, but they are also really nice to knit with. So if you haven't checked them out, you should, because they are nice.
I guess
And we also have different stuff. Sorry.
Sorry. Now, I was so interested when you talk about copper. I never knitted with something with copper yet.
No, yeah, they are actually really nice, and we also have them in longer and shorter versions as well. If you are like to knit hats and socks, the shorter ones are really nice, or sleeves. And if you want to knit sweaters and stuff, you have the longer needles. So they have a lot of different needles, which is very nice. Yeah, so we have the kits, but we also have single needles if you want to try just one of them before you buy a kit. And then we also have some other stuff. We have some wool soap from a brand called Soak, which is that's a really good one. It's very good for all your knitting pieces, but also for other stuff that you really care about in your home. So it's a very, very good soap. If you haven't tried it, you should. And then we have a lot of our own stuff as well, our own brand, which is mostly bags and knitting markers and stuff like that. We are trying to develop some I lost the word here, but we have done some bags from old denim. So we are trying to use stuff that can't be sold in different ways to try to create new products and be a circular company as well. So
really good, really good. Yeah. It's right in time.
So you should check it out.
You all have to.
Yeah.
But if someone, because I also have viewers in Canada, America, and even South Africa, is it possible if someone should be interested, or is it just Europe for now that you're
For
keeping?
now, it's just Europe, but we are looking on expanding so you can buy from us worldwide. But it's a lot to learn about all the shipping and the cost and the customs and stuff. So that's
Cheapest one also.
yeah, that's what we are trying to learn for now.
But your patterns, you can download and buy them and download them anyway. Is it possible?
And no, from the site, it's only European Union right
It is,
now.
yeah.
I had a few on Ravelry earlier, but I had to close my Ravelry down. But hopefully we can open that up again, and then you can buy digital patterns on Ravelry in the future, and then it's open for everyone, of course.
But
Yeah.
then we can say it like this: follow them on Instagram, and also
Yes.
and then see if something changed. So then you can buy from them also.
Yes, of course. We will tell you as soon as
Because we will
it's done.
spread the word about you, because you are a small business, like for the moment. But
Yeah.
we said also before, it's best with these contacts to spread the words. It's the best that we can recommend.
Yes.
Really.
You need a lot of support. I never done something like this before, and I really realized that you need people that helps you in the beginning. Of course, you need customers in the store, but you also need people that follows you on Instagram and TikTok or likes your pictures and stuff. Everything like that is very, very helpful when you are a new company.
And the knitting community is the best. Many
Yes,
say
of
it
course.
all the time. We are the best, and of course we
Yeah.
have to help each other also.
Yes,
Oh.
that's good. Hmm.
But is it something you want to add before we say hello?
No, but check our site out and look what we have in our store. It's a lot of nice stuff there for both beginners but also more advanced knitters. And if you don't follow us on Instagram yet, you should. We are called Woolen Wonder SC. Yes, that's what you should do.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much, and I will say goodbye. I mean, for now.